All right, and we're back. All right, in today's video, we're going to see if we can mount these tapered mini boards that I picked up for the back of the Sport Glide. Pardon me, I have been sick for the last 2 weeks. So what we figured out in my research was that those splined adapters that I bought, which are the fatter ones to fit the 18 up Softails, these things are not splined. They do not have a splined end on them. What they have is a rod that runs from one end to the other. And then it's bolted on in whatever position you want with the Allen head. You put some blue Loctite on there and you're in business. So what I think I can do, and hopefully this will work to help you guys out too, if you have this style of peg, this should also have a rod that runs all the way to the end. So we're going to find out right now. I'm going to unbolt this and see if I can get this Willie G off and then take this apart. And what I think is basically take the Allen head out here, pull that apart, and then I think this should be able to slide right on here onto the 18 up type of peg, and then bolt back in place. So I believe it's going to work. Doing my research that I've been doing for the past 2 weeks since I've been sick, all I've been doing is on the computer and researching stuff. So we're going to find out right now if this is going to work. And if it works, if you have a bolt-on style peg like this, the stock pegs are just rubber pegs pushed together. But if you have any type of aftermarket that has this Allen head on the end, more than likely it's going to have the rod that runs all the way through. So we're going to find out, like right now, what we got here. If I can get this thing to work. All right, very good. So, and this is 3/16. Okay, and then let's check this. I believe it's the same. Yep, 3/16 Allen head. So here we go. Let's see. Let's back this out. I am almost positive from what I was able to glean online off of the Harley forums that this is exactly the same. That there's not really any difference. Okay, very good. All right, so you see that is not splined. So it's your regular Allen head. Now I'm going to pull this apart. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I had some kind of flu bug the last 2 weeks, man. I'm telling you what, it wore my ass out. Definitely was not COVID. Felt like 2011 I was really sick. Ended up in the hospital, and it almost felt like that, and that was definitely a flu bug. All right, let's see. Pull this out. All right, so here we go right here. This one does have splining on the end for positioning. This one is just positioned with no splines. So this just can turn wherever, so you just bolt it in place. So what I'm going to do is, let's pop this out. Yep, okay, as I figured. There's a splined nut adapter in there. Let's see if we can get this out. Come on. If I can get this out. There we go. So that gets that out. All right. So that's so you can basically lock it in positions, all that's for. So we're going to use Loctite. We're going to put it where we want it, and that's going to be the extent of it. So now I'll put it back together. And obviously you want to make sure your bar and shield's going the same way. So top of the shield should face forward when it's down, and this should just slide on like that. So we'll tip it up. And what I'll do is I'll put some blue Loctite on the threads. Let's see. Let me just double check something. I want to make sure the distance is the same from the end. Yeah. So looking in here, this doesn't actually bottom out like this. This doesn't bottom out. So once you get it in place, it looks like all it has is blue Loctite. So you bolt it in place, I'll make sure it's straight and level, and we'll bolt it down in place with some blue Loctite, let that dry, and that shouldn't move. That should be fine. So, all right, let's see. Let me make sure we're still pumping here. Yeah, very good. Okay. Put some blue Loctite on here. Come on, here we go. A little thick. It's 48 degrees out today. This is actually like the best it's been for coming out and doing anything. I haven't been doing much since I've been sick, so. All right, let's get that started. And then I'm going to run that down, put a little bit of torque on it. Obviously not going to kill it. I couldn't find any actual torque specs, so let's see what we got here. I want to run this down, and then once it's in place, let's bring this back down. Make sure this is level. Okay, that looks pretty level. Worst comes to worst, if I have to readjust it, I can always readjust it. All right, that's level. So now what I want to do is put some torque on this. Snug it down. Okay, very good. So that's torqued. That ain't moving. And there we go. So that's it. So that seems to work pretty well. And now if this goes in, see if this will go in without the spline. Yep. And that'll make for an older, that'll make a Willie G set for the older style, 17 and down. So all I got to do is I'll run this back in. And I'm not going to put any Loctite on it because I don't know, I doubt that I'm going to use it. But whoever uses it, whoever, if I sell them or, I doubt that I'll put them on for highway pegs because I do have that highway peg kit. All right, I just need something to hold this in place. Put a big screwdriver through it, and now I can run this Allen head back in. And what I'm doing, I'm just running this back together so I don't lose any parts. I don't want to lose anything. Obviously, this would have to be adjusted for whoever's using them and what position they're putting them in. So there it is there. So that's tight. So there you go. So basically, if you have the newer style pegs that are adjustable, you can take this older style like this and you can swap it out. And that's what I just did. So now I'm going to go around to the other side and I'm going to do the exact same thing. And then that way the mini boards are on there. And my wife's foot or whoever I'm giving a ride to will be happy because they'll have something a little bit larger to put their feet on. So let me come over here. I'm going to move you to the other side. Put this stuff out of the way here. All right, let me get this other peg out. And that, so like I said, that saves the trouble of having to buy the adapters. So technically you won't need the adapters if you have this style. Okay, let's pull this one apart. And we're going to do the same thing here and get it ready. That out. Pull this out. Yep, very good. Drop that out there. Come on. Just because you got to take it apart. So, okay, I just got to knock that spline piece out and we'll be in business. I'll have to wait till, oh, there we go. Okay, I got it started. Very good. So there we go. So this can go back together and that's ready to go for the other side. So let's move these around over there with me and we'll go from there. Take these over first. I don't want to damage them because I picked these pegs up used, these mini boards, and I definitely don't want to damage them because they are they're like mint condition. All right, let's work our way around over here. Let me get an angle on this. Come on. Really? Here we go. All right, let's see. Not quite enough. Let's see. It's just tough with the angles here because I have it where I'm parking it. This is how I'm going to park it for this winter. You know, so I can get to my snowblower. All right, let's get this next one off. So same thing as the other side. We're just going to pull this Willie G off. Get this yanked off. And real quick, let's bust it off of here. Okay, yeah, that had plenty of yellow Loctite on it. Plenty of the yellow. All right, nice. Come right off. All right, so again, see they match. Bar and shield, head of the shield facing forward. Let's get that in place. And like I said, I'm just going to make sure it's level. Let me get some blue Loctite on here. Get this ready to go. Come on. There we go. Blue Loctite. And then we'll get this started. Come on there. Same thing. Get that started. And then we'll get this snugged. And then I'll hold position where I want it. Make sure my arm's not in the way. Okay. Make sure we're level. Okay. I think that's pretty level. Let me check it with this side. Come back just a little bit. I can always readjust them if I have to. All right, very good. That looks good to me. Finish snugging this down. All right, that is snug. That is not moving. That is ready to go. So now all I got to do, the Loctite will dry up for me, and we'll be in business. And now I'll put this back together on here. Put this back together. Like I said, no Loctite on this yet because, again, I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Obviously, if I sell them, you know, somebody will have to position them for wherever they're going to run with them. If they run them as front pegs, they have to pivot them. You know, they have to be slanted as front pegs. If they run them as highway pegs, again, it all goes according to how you pivot them. Come on, baby. It's got still has some excess Loctite on it, so going back together is a little bit rough. There it goes. Now freed up. There we go. Okay. And then there's that all back together. So, again, I don't think I'm going to run them as highway pegs. As I said, I'm not a fan of Willie G. So I've been gradually pulling the Willie G stuff off of this bike. Just to get rid of the skulls and crap like that. Because like I said, I am not a fan. I'm not a skull fan. I got one skull on my body, tattoo, that is not really basically what it is. It's a Grim Reaper. And it was a my own design tattoo, and that's the only skull that I have. Okay, so there you have it. So here, let me fold this up. Put this down, put this one down, and there you go. So as you can see, we've got tapered mini footboards on here now. So that'll definitely make passenger happy, and again, it saves me some money for the splined adapters. Thought I was going to need them, and like I said, I started doing research while I was sick, and come to find out that these things don't have the splines. As you can see, the Willie G's that came off also do not have splines. So I don't understand like what those adapters that they sell are for, other than maybe for aftermarket Kuriokin pegs. Maybe they sell them for that. I don't know, but they definitely don't work with the stock rods. You know, these stock rods from Harley. So you don't utilize a splined adapter. It just doesn't, you know, it doesn't happen. So, well, with that said, another job done. Don't know if I'm going to get to the highway pegs. This has to come apart, back off these lowers that I put on. And looking at the weather coming up, the weather doesn't look good. I may not get to do those until spring, in which case there's not much left to do on the Sport Glide except for put on my mitts that I put on. And this is what I'm talking about. As you can see here, I have heated grips, have a heated seat, do it yourself. I haven't posted that video yet. But you can see what this does is keeps the cold air off your hands. And if you look here, you can see right inside. You just have to learn. Like, some people can't get used to it. I have no trouble with it. You go by feel to where all your controls are. So I have no issue with that. So that's the last thing to put on the Sport Glide. Throw those on real quick. And then bike should be good to go, you know, if we get anything decent. But right now, our long range for the next week is low 40s for highs. And with me just getting over what I got here, I can't foresee riding even a street glide to set up as warm as that is. I don't foresee getting on a bike anytime soon. I have to get over. Let's just say I am fatigued. I am worn out. Whatever the hell this is, it just knocked the hell out of me. So, all right, with that said, thanks for watching. As always, hopefully this saved you if you decide you want to do that and you have the aftermarket or Harley adjustable pegs. You see what you can do to flip on the mini boards. Even these are made the same way. I actually pulled this out and checked it, and it's made the same way. So I could have put a set of those on if I wanted. But like I said, I got these for a deal, so it was worth it all day long what I paid for these shipped. I couldn't beat it. So, all right, thanks again for watching. See you guys in the next video. Hopefully I'm feeling better.